mid whip in, and mid whip out. Hey, today I'm going to help you unlock the mid whip, both the in and out variations. So quickly, just to orient ourselves, let's say if I have the rope in whichever hand, always remember underhand is north, so that would be south, facing you would be east, and then my back would be west, all right? So if I'm going in this orientation, you want to remember that your right side, i.e. your south side, is going to be out, so this would be out, and on your left side, your underhand side, that is going to be in, all right? So first of all, we have the high whip out going over the right shoulder. This one, if you remember the movement, it's kind of like you bring the book up and then back behind your head and like you whip it out, right? So that's your high whip out. Low whip out, it's like that tail behind you. So that's your low whip out. Low whip in, the difference is you're on the left side now, and you want to remember that your right hand is going under your left hand, and what you want to try to do is make sure that you keep your left hand pointed down. Don't bring it up, because once you bring it up, it's going to turn into that mid whip, which we'll show in a second. So this is the low whip in, and then low whip out is kind of like the chopping motion over your left shoulder and then back to the front, all right? So with the mid whip out is one of the easier ones. Mid whip out, the main movement, first of all, without the rope, is your hand is going to come up. Right hand does the same high whip movement, but now instead of your left hand following and coming up, your left hand is just going to the elbow, all right? So it goes to the elbow. So that's the main movement here. So with the rope, this is what it's going to look like. So I'll show you both the high whip and the low whip and the mid whip, then you can see. High whip is like this, and then mid whip is like so. And then low whip here. So you see with the low whip, the left hand is in this position, right hand is in a different position. With the mid whip, the left hand is still in the low whip position, but the right hand starts to do the high whip movement. And then when you do high whip, right hand is doing the high whip movement and left hand is following it. Right? I'll show from the side. High, mid, low. And let's see it from the back. High, mid, low. Right? That was the outside. Now on the inside, this is your high whip in, low whip in, and this is the mid whip. So the same principles apply. So with the mid whip, your left hand is doing the high whip movement, and then your right hand is going to be doing the low whip movement. So on this side, you're going like swing like this. High whip is like so, kind of like you're bringing up to do a chop. Mid whip like so, and then low whip is both going down like this. So let's take a look at that with the rope. High, mid, low, low. Right? From the side, high whip in, mid whip in, low whip in. Oops. From the back, high whip in, mid whip in, low whip in. So with the mid whip out, one tip that will help you is how you are doing your propeller. If you are doing your propeller and you have your right hand below your left hand, it's going to be hard for you to get into that mid-whip position, because what's going to happen with the mid-whip is, remember, you need your left hand to go under the right hand, right? So try not to have your right hand under your left, because then you kind of have to go like cross to get to the bottom, and that's going to make it difficult. So you want to make sure that instead, when you do the mid-whip out, that you have your left hand when you're doing the propeller lower than your right hand. And then that way you can easily just go under to the back like that. Right? So if you're, let's say, going into it from, let's say, a Matador's wheel, you just want to be mindful of where your left hand is. If your left hand is at the bottom, then you can go into the mid-whip. But if it's on the top, then you may need to switch it so that it comes to the bottom first, then you can go. Right? Or if you, let's say, do a dragon roll, and then you can go into the mid-whip like that. The same applies for the mid-whip in. You want to make sure that you're in the right position to enter, and in order to do that, your right hand needs to be below your left hand if I'm facing this orientation. So how you would do that is, let's say if you're doing a Matador's wheel, when you cross over, once you have switched the position of your hands, then your right hand's below, you can go into the mid-whip in. But if you cross over right away and your right hand's still on top, you won't be able to go into the mid-whip in position. So make sure that your right hand is below your left hand, and that will make it easy for you to enter into the mid-whip. Make sense? If you notice the rope is hitting you a lot when you're doing, let's say, a mid-whip, it's likely that the hand that is on the side that's below is not coming far back enough. So if I'm doing the mid-whip out, my left hand needs to be back far enough on the right side. Otherwise, if I don't, you can see like the rope is gonna get caught on my body like this, and it's gonna hit me a bit. But the further back I have, the less it's gonna hit me. You wanna make sure that you also remember to rotate your body. So a bit of the spine is doing that figure eight movement as well. It's not just the hands doing the work. Same with the mid-whip in. See, if it's hitting me like this, it's because my hand, this time my right hand, is not going far back enough. And when my right hand pulls the rope to the front, it tends to slap on the back of my leg like that. So you want to make sure that your right hand goes far back enough. And again, don't forget to rotate your body. Do that figure eight with your spine, so you have a bit of that twist, so that it's not just the hands doing the work. And remember, the same applies the other direction as well, so make sure that you practice the other side. Other side being, if the rope goes the other way, now underhand is on my right side. So make sure you practice both sides. In this case, this is going to be now my mid-whip in, and this is going to be my mid-whip out.